Good morning, everyone. It's Jeremiah. Today's Friday, March 23rd. I'm out here at Holy Family School. I'm going to give you a somewhat quick rundown of what's going on at their garden. Our first row here is where they have all their root crops because the soil is much sandier than the rest of the area, and as you can see, we have a ton of growth going on here. These are baby Parisian carrots that we planted last September that are almost mature. Here in the middle we have a whole bunch of radishes that are filling up and growing quickly. We planted these about a month ago, and then we have a bunch of atomic red carrot sprouts that are popping up as well, and those will be ready just before summer this year. On our second row here you can see this trellis that we built. When this is completed, this will actually have string running vertically up and down the rows, and this is to trellis our pepper plants. They're golden bell peppers planted on this row. That seed is a particularly slow one to sprout, so once that does and they grow up tall enough, we'll actually weave the plant right into the rope, and it will help it grow nice and tall and full so we can get the most peppers off of it. Moving on to row number 3, you can see here this is all acorn squash and bush beans. And what we did was my friend Justin Beller and his family came out here 2 weekends ago and actually planted all the seeds that we had left over that we didn't sprout indoors. And as a surprise for the kids next week, they actually get the option of either planting their plant in the garden or they can take their sprout home, because we basically have enough growing sprouts in the garden to equal double or triple what we have going indoors. So it's pretty cool that all of the soil, all the work we've been putting into this has resulted in some very, very fast growing plants, and this will be pretty neat when this all fills in. It'll be all bush beans and again acorn squash, and it'll actually act as a barrier between the peppers and the tomatoes that'll be growing back here, because the two antagonize each other. So that'll be neat. Moving on to the third row, which is our lettuce row. This is where you've been seeing all the pictures with the yellow flowers of that Mizuno lettuce, which is like a Japanese spicy arugula. Today I actually harvested all their seeds, and all these here are their seed pods that you grow the lettuce with. And basically we'll let these dry out, and once they dry, you just crush them up and the little seeds will drop out, and we'll save those and replant them in here, and this will just fill in again with lettuce. But you can see all the other lettuce we planted about 3 or 4 weeks ago, as well as the stuff that's carried over from this past winter, is doing incredibly well, and each one of these would probably sustain 1 or 2 people for a meal, and in a couple more weeks they'll be able to eat lettuce on a pretty regular basis because this stuff just grows voraciously. And then down here in the middle we have a bunch of rainbow Swiss chard sprouts coming up that are probably about a month and a half away from being edible. Over here on the fourth row is a larger version of the trellis that we built with peppers. This is our tomato section, and throughout here we also planted the leftover tomato seeds that we didn't sprout indoors, and so we have those going already. In fact, over here, these I believe are a bunch of Brandywine tomatoes, and these will do the same thing as we did with the peppers, where the tomato plant will grow up into strings, and then hopefully we'll get tomato vines that are about 6 or 8 feet tall, and making the best use of the vertical space to get the most sun exposure. Our last row here is going to be for our melons and cucumbers, and this is a different type of trellis that we built. Justin Beller and I built with chicken wire and the wood that we recovered from the garden boxes that were originally here. And here we've got Market More 76 cucumbers and Tigger melons. And you can see they're all popping up right here, but both are very heat tolerant. So even if it gets too hot this summer, we'll have those giving off, and they give off a whole lot. So we'll have a bunch of fun tasting cucumbers and melons that are easy to store and delicious, and produce a lot of seeds and fruit for the kids this summer, and this should be pretty neat. And one last thing is our little garden shed here. This week, or I guess last weekend, some kids were out here playing around, I guess on Saturday night or Sunday night, and they had, I guess, decided to ride the cart down the handicap ramp over here, and crashed it and broke it, and they got into the shed and got out the markers, and I guess they wrote some people's names for whatever reason. And I got a call about this week, and I was kind of bummed to see that it had been done, but you know what, there's kids that are interested in what we're doing, so I hope that they decide to reach out to us during the day, because we'd love to teach them about gardening if they're interested in being out here. So anyhow, more updates as they come available. Thanks.